Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods. Wake up here this morning. How's everybody doing here on this hump day? It is the middle of the week, it is day number 3 of the NFL offseason, and we are just 79 days, 10 hours, 31 minutes away from the NFL draft. And better than yet, that we're only 13 days away from the beginning of tagging players. And we have the great quarterback shuffle, migration. I don't know what we're going to call it, but this year has been crazy with all of the movement of quarterbacks. Late last night, we heard word that the Raiders are getting calls about a quarterback. Not about Derek Carr, although they've been getting some calls for Derek Carr, but they've also been getting calls for Marcus Mariota. Teams are getting desperate for quarterbacks. And part of this may be because some teams thought they might have had a chance to get Carson Wentz. But apparently, the man who screwed up everything for the Eagles, Howie Roseman, is screwing this up because he's asking for way too much. We're hearing that the Bears are getting tired of waiting and basically are putting them on blast. Now, the Eagles, well, they could be, well, you know what? I tell you what, this is what the Eagle fans are basically saying right now.
I fire Howie. Fucking fire him. Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot! What an idiot!
Yeah, that's what Eagle fans are saying right now because they let this whole thing get out of control. They ended up letting the inmates run the asylum. They literally let Carson Wentz dictate getting rid of Doug Peterson. And now they got rid of Doug Peterson. They want to get rid of him. He wants to still go. So that whole thing's a mess. But if you're other teams like the Bears that think, I've got a good defense, we've got quarterbacks that are ass, we need somebody. And a lot of teams are looking at the Tampa Bay model and saying, Tampa Bay had an okay defense. They weren't great. They had some great receivers, but they had a quarterback who just wasn't the guy. They had 55 turnovers. They get Tom Brady there. They build up the defense a little more. They win a Super Bowl. So the NFL, being a copycat league, is definitely doing that. Everybody's saying, let's get rid of our quarterback and find somebody else. And I guess maybe in some regards, it's kind of what Dallas is doing without really doing it. We heard Troy Aikman and Danny White both saying that if Dak Prescott plays on a franchise tag this year, it'll be the last year that he's here. And they can't believe what is going on. Now, I don't know what's going on. There was a picture of Jerry Jones at a gas station getting a bottle of wine. Kansas City Chiefs fans saw Jerry Jones at a gas station buying a bottle of wine and said he feels bad for Pat Mahomes and everything. I don't know what's going on. I don't have no I have no clue. But here's the thing. So far, this is the list of quarterbacks that have ever been tagged. Steve Young being the first, Jim Harbaugh the second, Matt Castle with the Patriots, Michael Vick, Peyton Manning twice, Drew Brees twice. Drew Brees played under the franchise tag in 2005, in which case he left the next year to go to the Saints. They tagged him until he worked out the deal. And Kirk Cousins is the only quarterback to ever play on the tag for the same team twice, in which case he left. Now here's the interesting thing. Here's how you know so many people are thinking that you can't pay Dak because it'll hamstring the team. If you pay that guy, you won't have a team. And they're thinking that somehow you can turn back the clock. But here's the amazing thing. I want you to think about this. In 2016 was the first tag for Kirk Cousins. It was $19.9 million. That was 5 years ago. Last year's tag was 31.1. We don't know what this year's will be. It may come down just, no, it won't, because Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, no, it won't come down. It'll be higher than the 31. I was just thinking that it was going by the salary cap, but it's not. It's by the average of the top paid quarterbacks. So as we look at 45, 39, 35, 34, 33, the average of the top five, it's going to be higher. That's just 5 years later that it's almost $15 million higher. And if you're the Cowboys, if you can't get out a deal worked out now, because we can look back from last year, had the Cowboys just said, you know what, screw the last year, you would have had Dak Prescott at 34, 35 a year, right? Just last year. You waited one more year, and now we're in the 40s. Inflation. And if you play Dak Prescott, if you play Dak Prescott on a tag and don't come to another deal, the price isn't going to come down. If you had to franchise tag him a third time, it would be $54 million, and the dynamics of football will be more expensive. Here's what's crazy. I talked about Michael, who's turning into Jimmy the Greek. Doing the good old app gambling, okay? And I'm sure a lot of you did. Do you know that Super Bowl betting, which was always a lot, was up 297%? That's almost 3 times what it was. That money is going into the NFL's kitty to the tune of about $3.2 billion more a year. That's as much money as they make from gate revenue. Let me be clear. Let me make sure I let you guys understand that. That equates to about $48 million right there. That one thing. So when they start calculating the gambling money, when they start with the new television contract, I know we're looking at a salary cap that might be 180, 185 right now. It's going to be about 230 probably in 2022. I know I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you watch. And make sure you come back and say, you know what, Mark? I didn't believe you, but you were right. With all of that being said, with Josh Allen going to get his deal in the 40s. You got Baker Mayfield. He'll get his deal. I mean, hell, he got Cleveland farther than they've been since Bernie Kosar. You know he going to get paid. Lamar Jackson, an MVP, he going to get paid. All these guys are going to be in the 40s. You're not going to get Dak for 35 anymore. Now you're talking about upper 40s next year. So if you can't figure out how to get the deal done now, then it does basically say this is the end of Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. There's just no other way to quantify it. It just will be. And maybe that's for the better of the Cowboys. I don't know. For whatever reason, when you look at the history of the salary cap since 1993, you only see 8 guys that have been tagged. And for some reason, the Cowboys believe they know how to reinvent the wheel, that they're smarter than everybody else. And they know how to win Super Bowls. Well, I got to tell you, last I checked, it's been 25 years, basically when the salary cap started, that we ain't won shit. And you have to realize the shit you're doing just ain't working. I don't know where to go with this. I really don't. But we're looking at basically a month of time to get this thing done. And as far as I know, I haven't heard any rumors of any phone calls or any conversations between Dak's people and the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is out buying wine at a gas station. So I don't know where this is going to go. And it's crazy when I see all these teams scrambling for guys that haven't busted a grape. They're taking calls for Sam Darnold, Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz. And here it is, the Cowboys, we don't know if we want to sign Dak. Blows my mind. Oh, well, I hope you guys have a great hump day. And I'm going to check you guys out later. I got some keto to do. Today I'm going to do bacon cheeseburgers with blue cheese in them. Oh, and jalapeno peppers. Let's see if I can get some of this weight off. I'll see you guys later.